Christianity will go. It will vanish and shrink. I needn't argue about that. I'm right and I'll be proved right. We're more popular than Jesus now. John Lennon quoted in the London Evening Standard, March the 4th. Words which roused the Protestant fury of the American South as the Beatles began their tour of the States. In Chicago, Lennon apologized.
Well, originally I was pointing out that fact in reference to England, that we meant more to kids than Jesus did, or religion at that time. I wasn't knocking it or putting it down, I was just saying it as a fact. And it is true, especially more for England than here. You know, I'm not saying that we're better or greater or comparing us with Jesus Christ as a person or God as a thing or whatever it is. You know, I just said what I said and it was wrong or was taken wrong, and now it's all this.
Well, hi, everybody. This is Tommy Charles on the air here at WAQY Radio in Birmingham, Alabama. We've got music for you on a beautiful Thursday afternoon.
This is where the trouble all began, here in the tiny top-floor studio of station WAQY, wacky radio to the 750,000 citizens of Birmingham, Alabama. Disc jockey and station manager Tommy Charles read in Datebook magazine John Lennon's reported remarks on Christianity, remarks that had gone almost unnoticed in the 5 months since they were first published in Britain. Charging that Lennon's remarks were absurd and sacrilegious, Charles banned Beatles records from his programs and decided to build a mammoth bonfire to consume the group's records and souvenirs. Tommy, why this violent reaction to what John Lennon said?
Well, I wouldn't call exactly what I have done a violent reaction. However, the Beatles for a long time have been able to, because of their tremendous popularity throughout the world, especially with the younger set, have been able to say whatever they wanted to without any regard for judgment or maturity or the wisdom of it. And no one yet has challenged them to any tremendous degree where it might count or where they might feel it.
Wasn't this a challenge like this, though? Wasn't this a serious article asking John Lennon how he felt about things? Wasn't he just being honest?
I suppose. You never can tell about him. His answers are so flippant, and his attitude is so bizarre in many instances. You never know whether he's honest or not. And honesty is a relative matter to the seriousness of the moment or the mood of the person. It would be the same as if an American group such as myself or an American singing group sounded off on the Queen and really took her to task and said who needs her and she's on her way out, and the system of having a king and a queen is ridiculous and it's shrinking and gonna fade.
Tommy, you're quoted as saying that though you're 36, you think like a teenager. Did you find your teenage listeners backed you up on your stand?
They did. For 3 hours, our 3 phone lines lit up, and they responded, and they said, get rid of the Beatles, ban the records, let's burn them or do something with them. And we acted, of course, on our own convictions, but we were backed up by the people, especially the younger people of this area.
Are you ever going to play Beatles records again?
We might. We might.
What'll decide you?
I don't know. I was asked this by the Capitol Record people who released their records in this country. Brian Epstein wanted to know when we were going to take the ban off because it seemed that everybody was waiting for us to make the move. And they wanted to know what it would take. And I said, well, I don't have a price. It's not something that I'm waiting for the Beatles to do. I just don't know. I want them to make me change my mind about them. I want to see I want to see them grow up a little bit, I guess.